Hello and welcome to the Space Between Ideas. I'm Blaine Gates. This is video number one, basically. We are at the beginning of a process, an interesting, wonderful process of self-discovery and business engineering. So now I guess we could start where I left off. Now, basically, I left off in this thing called a to-do list. So as I've been working with people, I like to call them students. As I've been working with students, I've been teaching this book called Create Crucial Insight. And here is the PayHip. You can purchase a book by clicking this PayHip link. Now, working with students, basically, I have always introduced this program by saying, are you interested in working with people? Would you like to be, are you working with partners? Or are you developing projects? And that's basically how I've always started. And it's been nice when people actually have a project that they're working on, or they have a problem when they're managing people, or they need more clarity when they're working with partners, because we can jump directly into one of Tom's checklists. Now, remember that we have these endeavor elements. So these are the three endeavor elements. And the problem I have is that usually people, they don't understand this word endeavor. And then, so I say, okay, well, what about project? So how about project elements? And then still, it's like, I don't know, maybe. How about activity? The activity elements. Or so now I think maybe topic. I mean, what is it that you can use to describe what you're trying to do? Now, what I'm trying to do is, how can I create a course for business coaches? That's really what I'm trying to do. Now, let's do some brainstorming before we jump into the endeavor elements. So remember, we have these three endeavor elements, and then those three endeavor elements are connected to 9 themes, or what you might call typical activities. So this is you, like me and you. Now we're in the same boat. So like, how do we even start? Where do I go? Am I having a problem with managing people? Yeah, I'm having a problem managing myself. All right. Um, so I can see some areas. I think we could go into identifying purposes. We could have a discussion about performance and drive. We could also talk about work styles. But the thing is that when I talk to a person about managing people, usually they already have a context. They're already working together. They already have, for example, they already have all these boxes filled. They know what's going on with their project. And it's the same thing with working with partners. So it looks like we are starting with this concept called developing projects because, in fact, that is what I'm trying to do. All right. Now, I think there's two ways that we can start here. So one, we could start with what questions, problems, or needs. Identify needs. What kind of questions do I have? What kind of problems? And all right, so what are the questions and problems that I have? Well, I have at least one question, so we can start from there. How can I create a course for business coaches? So the endeavor is to create a set of business oriented courses. All right. Now, this is obviously not specific enough because we don't have a number and we don't have a time. So this is not really a great objective, but this is, I mean, at least this is a start. So the question is, are we going to take inventory of what we have to use in order to develop a plan? Or are we going to start talking about what are the objectives, like what do we want to reach at the end of this process, and then go from there? All right, so we'll catch you on the next video.